What's up, guys? The 4th of February. I'm gonna have to get used to writing another number on dates, all that kind of stuff. It's always something. Always, trying to keep these memories of ours as they're starting to fade as you're getting older, trying to keep up on that because time is going by faster. There's a perception of time that I think compresses as you get older. When you're very young, you don't have a whole lot of days of experience behind you. Every day seems like an eternity. I don't know if you remember some of those days as a kid. I remember especially the days where I got stuck in my room. I was one time, man, I can't remember what I did, but my mom parked my ass on my bed for a week. Love you, Mama. I appreciate the education that I received at your hand. You and Pop made sure that I understood the consequences very immediately. Not to say that I didn't find ways to do crap that people didn't know about, so I didn't face consequences, but it doesn't change the fact that you learn these things early in life. Then as you get older, you understand consequences, but getting back to the time thing, you have more days packed into your life. And because of those days that are packed into your life, every day seems faster, especially if it's just the same kind of a day. What's interesting, if you have a day where you have something different go on, like if I'm traveling, when I'm hunting, things like that, you're parking new memories into your brain that your brain's trying to process. Typically, those amount of new things would take probably a week or two in your normal life. So you can get 2, 3 days in that feel like 2 weeks because of you're adding more experience. So if there's anything I learned from that, get more experience, do more things, extend your life by adding experience to that. Think about that for a minute. You extend your life by adding more experience to it because it feels like you lived more because you actually did. The less you live, the shorter life is. The more you live, the more you have to talk about, the longer your life is. It's a perception thing, but it's the reality as well. So, what are we going to talk about today? Perception. Now, that's a good word because of what's happening in the markets right now. We have the markets that actually freaked out yesterday with respect to tariffs. Oh, the communication between Mexico and the United States. So the stock market took a beating. The bond market started to do pretty well, and then they flipped. It's like, oh, I think we can work this out. All of a sudden, things flip flop. Money left the bond market, back to stock market. Why does that happen? Because if traders on a large level believe that their money is safer in bonds where it's just sitting stagnant at one rate of return while there's volatility in the stock market, they'll pull it out and shove it there. But once they find some stability in the stock market, they pull it from bonds, which shrinks the pools, which drives interest rates up. They push it back into stocks at a hope of an increase. Everything's emotional in the market. So we're going to have to work off of emotion. So when we're looking at the bonds today, we see what we're staring at. I'm going to pull these up and show you. I got to load my layouts first so you can see these layouts that I'm operating off of. Let's see here. So we'll look at today's market, just kind of see how things are. It's just pretty boring, actually, with respect to mortgage-backed securities. We're in a pretty boring spot. See, we came off this, hit this area, but I think I've got a view that's not giving me all the data that I want to see. That's the problem. Let's go with a 3-month view. Let's go with a 1-month view. Okay, so we're seeing actually gives a little bit better idea of where things are right now, because that one was giving me a view that I was only looking at 1 week's trading. Okay, so this is a 1 day's trading. Yesterday went clear up here, actually jumped up above this support, which is now a ceiling. It was support yesterday, support from here, became a ceiling at the open, broke above it. Then because of the flip-flop, it went down below it. Now today, we're sitting below this. We may end up continuing to trade down, but we're sitting right on, we started right on this moving average. So we'll see how this plays out. But here's the benefit that we have. I didn't have this benefit when I was at Security National Mortgage Company. Again, great company. Always love those guys. But what I have now is since we're in this weird hold pattern, and I think that we're going to kind of pause in this area in reality because of the jobs reports coming out. Jobs have had a monster influence on the mortgage-backed securities lately. We can lock if we want. And if the rates get really, really good and improve, I can float you down. I have that capability now. I'm still working on ironing all the details, but that we can do. We couldn't do that before. So we can consider that. So something to look at, something to do. But look where we are. We've got all this ceilings above us. Look, we got moving averages. We've got these ceilings that have proven themselves several times. Another one here, more here. And there's probably a few hidden in here that I haven't marked out. And then we got the big ultimate ceiling. That some bitch will keep us in this area for a very long time, I believe. Aaron Chapman. That's my belief. Nobody else believes that. Well, I can't speak for anybody else. I'm sure others might believe it after I've told them, but nobody else is talking about it. So That's my thought. But now you can lock it, protect it. If it goes down, great. If it doesn't, you're at least protected. So that's the thought. Reach out to me, text me 602-291-3357. You got a deal in process, want to pull that trigger? Let's do it. Thanks, you guys. We will talk to you on Friday.